stop scrolling, because what you're about to hear isn't just another celebrity breakup. This is the public execution of a love story we all believed in. Remy Ma has finally spoken, and baby, the silence was loud. After months of rumors, hotel, whispers, missing rings, and Chrome 23 chaos, the rap queen just dropped a bombshell that shattered whatever was left of hip-hop's last loyal fairy tale. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Claressa Shields, Olympic champ, undefeated and unfiltered, went live and lost her entire mind. We're talking, Remy did Papoose dirty. She used him. She played a real one. Fire, word for word, live on camera, fire. So let's break this down. What made Claressa explode like a podcast mic in a cheating scandal? What did Remy really say in that now-deleted post? And is Papoose the biggest victim in hip-hop? Or is he sitting on receipts of his own? Because once we unpack these texts, DMs, voice notes, and blurred surveillance footage, you'll realize this wasn't a breakup. This was betrayal, brand destruction, and possibly the biggest finesse in modern rap history. Let's go. So here we are once again. The internet is on fire. And this time, it's not because someone fumbled a feature or dropped a surprise diss track at midnight. No, this time it's about loyalty, love, lies, and one of the most shocking betrayals in hip-hop relationship history. And at the center of it all, Remy Ma, the self-proclaimed ride or die from the Bronx. Papoose, the man who became a walking meme for unwavering love and loyalty. And now, out of nowhere, Claressa Shields, Olympic gold medalist, professional, knockout artist, and apparently unofficial chairwoman of the Defend Papoose at All Costs Committee. So how did we get here? Let's rewind. We all know the story, or at least we thought we did. Remy and Papoose, hip-hop's power couple. While she was serving a 6-year prison sentence, Papoose didn't just wait. He stayed loyal, public, and proud. He became the poster child for Black love goals, wearing t-shirts with her face, posting throwbacks, defending her honor like a lyrical knight in a velvet do-rag. They got married in 2008, had their daughter in 2018, started Chrome 23, a battle rap league headed by Remy and backed by Papoose. They were more than a couple. They were a brand, an empire. But like any great empire, sometimes it doesn't fall with a bang. Sometimes it crumbles in silence. And that's where things started getting weird. Let's talk signs first. Pap and Remy stopped showing up together at public events. No more cute Instagram posts, no kitchen TikToks, no blurry bay cam videos of them sharing lobster in Miami. Then, fans noticed Remy wasn't wearing her wedding ring anywhere. Red carpets gone, studio sessions missing, battle events nowhere to be seen. Then came Easy, the block captain. Yes, him. A rising star in the battle rap scene. Charismatic, cocky, kind of funny and suddenly suspiciously close to Remy Ma. Now working together in Chrome 23. That makes sense. It's her league. She books the battles. But showing up to events with him instead of Papoose, leaving venues with him late at night, hotel lobby sightings, matching trench coats, please. You can't expect the internet to let that slide, not. In 2025, not when TikTok exists, then came the now viral thread by the always messy but usually accurate Twitter account @TFromTheBronx. She posted, "Why did Remy check into the Westin with Easy at 1:43 a.m. and not check out until 6:27? Eyes, I got the blurry footage to prove it. Mer stay woke, now you're not so papooseful." The footage? A low-quality security clip that might as well have been shot on a calculator, but the energy? Crystal clear. The internet had questions, and suddenly so did Papoose. According to one anonymous source, a family friend who spoke exclusively to a shady blog that accepts Bitcoin for tea, Pap had already been suspicious. He allegedly found texts, saw messages, heard whispers in the studio hallways, but he kept quiet, because that's what loyal men do, until now. Because suddenly Remy posts a cryptic Instagram story, black background, white text, the unofficial breakup language of celebrities. Don't let loyalty keep you somewhere you no longer feel free. And that was the match that lit the whole house on fire. Remy might not have said Papoose's name, but she didn't have to. The very next day, Claressa Shields, minding her own business, allegedly went live on Instagram. And chilly, she lost it. I mean, really lost it. No script, no filter, just 30 minutes of pure, unscripted, emotionally fueled fury from the undisputed queen of the boxing world. Quote verbatim, "There are real ones out here and y'all keep playing them like they soft." Papoose held Remy down when nobody would. He protected her legacy, built their family, and now she out here welding for some battle rapper? Sis, you did him dirty, and I ain't the only one who sees it. Phew. And that's the filtered version. Fans immediately clipped it. Claressa Shields drags Remy Ma live hit 1-2 million views in under 12 hours. The hashtags trending within minutes. Your Protect Poos, your free app from Remy, your Chrome 23 messy edition. Twitter went into overdrive. One user posted, "Claressa said what we were all thinking. Pap deserves better. I hope he drops a diss track and a custody agreement in the same week." Another said, "Remy Ma fumbled a man who waited 6 years celibate in this economy. I'm sick." And then silence. No response from Remy, no clapback, no rebuttal, just a few Instagram story reposts of makeup brands and one suspiciously timed sponsored post for an energy drink nobody's ever heard of. But then, something wild happened. Someone, and I'm not saying it was Claressa, but I'm also not saying it, leaked a voice note allegedly from Papoose's camp. And in that note, a man's voice, clearly emotional, says, "She been stepping. Out. I stayed quiet. I ain't weak. I was just watching, and now I'm done watching." Viewers immediately assumed it was Papoose. Whether it was or wasn't, didn't matter. The damage was done. Public opinion had already shifted. The internet, the same place that once crowned Remy and Pap as Black love royalty, now stood at the gates of Chrome 23 demanding answers. And that's when things really started to unravel. Because guess what dropped next? A leaked spreadsheet. Yes, a full-on spreadsheet allegedly showing Chrome 23 payouts. And guess who was paid nearly double for appearances in the past 6 months? That's right, Easy, the block captain. Suddenly, this wasn't just a love triangle. This was looking like a financial funnel, an empire with cracks, a love story with a budget imbalance. And just when fans thought it couldn't get messier, Remy finally posted, no words, just a picture of herself in an oversized suit standing alone in a photo studio. Caption, unapologetic, unavailable, unbothered. And that was the final spark. Because 1 minute later, Claressa Shields was back on live, this time even louder. She said, and I quote, "Don't play with people who loved you when you had nothing. Papoose helped her rebuild her whole life. And now she want to act brand new because she running a rap league? Baby, please." And that brings us right to the boiling point. Because the next leak, it wasn't a clip, it wasn't a tweet. It was a court document filed in New Jersey under the Mackey name requesting not just divorce, but a forensic audit of Chrome 23's finances. The grounds? Irreconcilable differences due to breach of trust, marital and financial. Which begs the question, what did Papoose find? What receipts is he sitting on? And is this about infidelity, or is it something way, way bigger? Because what's coming next might just be the end of Remy Ma's entire empire. So you're telling me Papoose didn't just file for divorce, he filed for a forensic audit of the entire Chrome 23 brand? Oh baby, this isn't heartbreak. This is a full-blown hip-hop financial thriller. And the tea just turned into hot wire fraud. Now before we dive into the fake but totally believable mess, let's break it down like this. At first, everyone thought, this was just Remy cheated with easy drama. Sad, yes. Disrespectful, absolutely. But now we're hearing whispers of offshore accounts, misdirected league funds, and battle rappers getting paid in cash-stuffed Balenciaga shoeboxes. Allegedly. Let's start with the Chrome 23 financial leak. According to a so-called industry accountant who may or may not be a part-time Uber driver with a cracked tablet, the Chrome 23 payment ledger mysteriously vanished from internal servers around the same time Papoose filed his paperwork. A few days later, a spreadsheet pops up on Reddit labeled Chrome 23 disbursements do not leak iconic. And you already know the internet opened it before the file even finished downloading. Inside were payment logs for every main event since the league launched. Guess who had more payouts than any other battler? Not Hitman Holla, not G-Eazy, the block captain, and not just more. We're talking $14,000 appearance fees, first-class flights, and a rumor that Remy covered his hotel suite out of her personal account. Now, that would have been fine if Papoose hadn't allegedly confronted her 3 months ago about unexplained Chrome withdrawals. And her answer, according to a very chatty cousin from Brooklyn who talked to a Twitter space with 900 listeners. "Stop acting jealous, I'm running a business." Oh no, not the gaslight gatekeep girl boss combo. And this is where things get ugly. Another leak, this one from a former Chrome 23 intern who got fired for asking too many questions, says Remy had created a second LLC under her mother's maiden name. Guess what? That LLC was allegedly used for sponsorship funds. According to this intern, whose resume probably has emojis in it, Remy rerouted certain brand deals into this side company. Why? Because, quote, Papoose was trying to manage too much and she didn't want to deal with joint oversight. Translation, he was asking where the money was going. One brand, a luxury hair extension line Remy had just partnered with, quietly pulled out 2 days after the divorce filing hit the blogs. No announcement, no press release, just gone. Their website wiped clean of her face like she never wore a lace front in her life. And let's talk about the battle rap community, shall we? Because Chrome 23 used to be the gold standard. Women-led, high production value, real stage presence. But ever since this scandal popped off, chaos. Fans noticed something even weirder. 3 female MCs, all regulars on Chrome cards, haven't been booked since January. An anonymous battler, let's call her Lady Teacup, told an underground podcast, once Easy started getting top billing, it was clear who the favorite was. Some of us spoke up about it, and suddenly our names disappeared from the flyer. Even worse, there are now unverified screenshots floating around, allegedly from Remy's Finna, saying, "I'm not putting anyone on who doesn't respect my vision. I don't care how good they rap." Oop. So now we've got financial games, favoritism, ghosted bookings, and a rumored Chrome 23 burner account that liked a comment saying Papoose was holding her back. Let's not forget, during all of this, Remy stayed silent. No interviews, no live streams, just a few cold photos and oversized blazers looking like a Fashion Nova lawyer about to win a case against public sympathy. Meanwhile, Papoose is thriving, in the sympathy spotlight. He's been liking shady tweets, booking podcast appearances, allegedly negotiating a book deal titled Loyalty Over Everything Until It's Not. According to one close friend who spoke under the condition of absolute clout, chasing, Pap is done playing nice. He's got screenshots, wire transfers, and a Chrome 23 contract with Easy's name spelled wrong. He kept it all. Now here's where Claressa Shields comes back into the picture. Because if you thought she was finished, no, she went live again. This time screen sharing tweets, reposting memes, and even throwing shade at Easy directly. How you call yourself the block captain when you can't even respect a man's household? Oof. Twitter went into a full meltdown. Sure trending worldwide. Remy exposed, sure Chrome Cash a shout tries, sure Papoose deserve better. Claressa said, what we all thinking. Even brands jumped in on the mess. One boxing merch brand posted a pic of Claressa in gloves with a caption, "We only fight for those who fight for loyalty." Subtle? No. Effective? Absolutely. But then came the next jaw-dropper, a legal leak. An alleged document from a New Jersey court clerk posted to a shady Facebook group called Hip Hop Mess Express showed that not only did Papoose request a financial audit, he may also be pursuing a civil lawsuit for breach of fiduciary duty. For the legally confused, let me break that down. He's accusing Remy of using joint business resources for personal gain. In this case, to allegedly fund her little Chrome 23 side romance. Translation, he's not just hurt, he's lawyered up and wants his coins. One anonymous legal blogger, and yes, their page has a cartoon gavel in their PFB, stated, if Pap can prove she rerouted league money to a side LLC without his consent, that's grounds for damages, especially if the business was structured as marital property. So let's do the math. Broken heart, alleged infidelity, money with wings, financial mismanagement, chart decreasing business favoritism, balance scale, civil suit incoming, boxing glove, Claressa Shields on a revenge tour. And still, Remy hasn't done a single full interview. But oh, she's dropping hints. Just last week, she posted a muted video of herself in the studio, headphones on, pen in hand, captioned, "Real ones don't explain." they write. Which, of course, had fans screaming, "If you're going to diss Papoose, drop it. Don't tease it, Remy. Please don't start ghostwriting for Easy now, too." Loudly crying face emoji. And while Remy was vibing to her own silence, guess who went viral again? Claressa Shields. She tweeted plain and simple, "I held my tongue, now I'm swinging." Was it about Remy? About Easy? About the entire situation? Does it matter? Because by now the public had picked a side. And let's be honest, Papoose has become the people's champ. He's being painted as the loyal king, the patient husband, the ultimate victim of boss woman betrayal syndrome. And whether that's true or not, perception is power. And Remy's brand isn't just wobbling, it's leaking followers, sponsors, and public trust like a broken Chrome chain. But just when we thought the worst was over, just when fans started moving on, a final leak drops, one that stops the internet cold. Not a picture, not a live stream, not a meme. A document marked confidential, Federal Review initiated. The rumor? Chrome 23 and one of its side LLCs is now under quiet investigation for tax discrepancies. And guess whose name is still attached to those original filings? Yep, Papoose. Which means he could be pulled in right alongside her unless he separates himself legally, and fast. And that's where we pick up in part 3. Because this isn't just a love story gone wrong. This is potential fraud, federal heat, and the collapse of an empire that once stood for loyalty over everything. So where were we? Right. Remy Ma, once hailed as the Queen of Real, is now allegedly on the verge of losing everything she built. Not just her marriage,